Hello. Today, I'm going to make a quick video on how to use Python via UV, which is how we will be doing it in this course. And I'll do a brief little explanation of why, and I'll show you how to start a project at the end as well. So why are we using UV to run Python? Python is an interpreted language, which means that there's essentially when you write a bunch of lines of code, and you run it, there's a program that kind of goes through each line of code that you wrote and executes it. It's called an interpreter. And these interpreters are updated pretty frequently. And it can get kind of messy to keep up to date with them because you have to install old ones and remove old ones, install new ones. There's a lot of there could be compatibility issues, so it can get kind of hairy. To circumnavigate this, we're going to use a tool called UV. UV it's called a virtual environment, and it makes just like a tiny little Python environment where your code will live, and every project you make will make a new environment. So it'll be fully self-contained, and it won't get messy, and it's easy to change and update and fix all of your problems. So that's why we'll be using UV. So how do we install it? I'm going to share my screen now. Share the screen. This. Okay, great. So to install UV, we're going to Google UV install. And we're going to go to this link from Astral Docs. And you can see there's some installation methods and some commands that we need to copy. So we're going to click this copy to clipboard button. And I guess an important note is that I'm using Windows, so I have Windows selected. If you're using Mac or Linux, you can click this button and follow these instructions. So, but we're using Windows. I'm assuming most of you will also use Windows, so that's what we're doing here. So we have this copied. Now we're gonna go to the Start button or hit the Windows key and type in terminal. Press Enter. And now we have a terminal to work with. And all we're going to do in the terminal is right click, and that's going to paste in the command that we copied. So I'm going to hit enter, and that's going to run the command that we pasted. Can you still see me? Let me put that there. There you go. Okay, everything's installed. So now if I type in UV and hit enter, I have all of these commands, and that is to show that we have UV installed. Now that UV is installed, I'm going to show you how to use it. And this is a ritual that you can follow for the beginning of every project that we do in this class. So you're going to make a new folder. Right click, new, and we're just going to call it demo folder. You can call it whatever the assignment is. Then you can open VS Code and click open folder. You can do it through here or through file, open folder. And you're going to navigate to wherever your folder is, click on that and click select folder. And we can see we're in the demo folder because it has this name and there's no files. There's nothing in this folder. So we need to have UV create all of that for us. And we need to open a terminal to do that. And there's two ways to do that. You can, in VS Code, at the top, you can click terminal, hit new terminal, or you can hit this hotkey, Control Shift tick. The tick thing is next to the one. It's to the left of the one. That's how I usually do it. So cool. Now we have this terminal and we type UV init, I-N-I-T, and hit enter. And we're going to see all of these files get created. Now, if we go to main.py, that's our Python file. That's what the py extension means, Python. And we can see there's some code in here. and it says hello from demo folder. So let's run this. So we're going to type uv space run, and then start typing the name of your file. Mine is main, and I just hit the down arrow and enter. Oh, sorry. Main tab, then hit enter. And then you can see that it says hello from demo folder. So once you verify that that's working, you can delete all this, and then this is delete all that, rename this file to whatever the assignment tells you to. So we'll just call it assignment 1, hit enter. I hit F2. You can either hit F2 or right click rename, and then delete the code that's in here, and then start typing your code. And this Python file is what you will submit as your assignment. So to recap, create a new folder, open Visual Studio Code, navigate to the folder that you created for the assignment, open a console, type uv init, and then you can run the program if you want, or you can just rename the folder, rename the file, delete the contents, and then start your work. And that is the process to start a new Python project.